Well, it's difficult to know how I started as an illustrator because it's something I always felt I wanted to do as a kid. I'm never sure I was quite kind of rationalised into the thought of being an illustrator as such. But I just used to feign illness to stay off school to draw pictures and copy elaborate maps and playing cards. I never thought I'd make a career out of it. It was just something that came so naturally to me. It was all I ever wanted to do, really. It was a very daunting thing to be asked to do the cover for Lord of the Flies because it's obviously such a well-known book, and although it's the sort of commission that I'd probably dreamed about having since I was a young child, the first time I did the cover, it was for the 50th anniversary of the publication, which was first published in 1954, so obviously I did mine in 2004. Whereas the second time, which is just this year, the covers that have just come out, they were published as a pair, which were The Inheritors and Lord of the Flies. It's very hard not to be burdened and distracted by previous well-known covers. And the one that I just couldn't get out of my mind really when I was thinking about it was the Paul Hogarth cover from the mid-80s, I think, with the very hard-hitting and brutal-looking pig's head. When I'm designing a cover, I prefer to have read the book because it always feels important to me that I want to put something on the cover that gets near what the author intended. And obviously the best way to do that is to read the book thoroughly. And I'll make notes as I go, some of which might just be quotes, some might be notes of visual ideas I have while I'm reading. I might make a few thumbnail sketches, but at this stage it's all in black and white in a sketchbook. This is the hardest part of the process really, and more effort goes into working out ideas at this stage than it does into the finished painting. And as for Lord of the Flies, it was with this small thumbnail sketch here. The development work didn't really go beyond that. It was a very humble beginning really, which is again the kind of conch shell with the head inside it, and if you can compare that with the finished jacket, then that's quite an interesting way of seeing how these things can develop, and the germ of an idea can develop into something completely finished and printed on the cover of a book. I think the most important thing to remember is that it's not a drawing competition necessarily. The winning entry won't be the best drawing. If you feel you've read the book and you've got strong feelings about the text and the themes, then I think you're more than qualified to have a go at designing a cover. It's not about the drawing at all, it's about understanding the text and capturing the spirit of it in a way that's eye-catching, and look at everything around you as a potential source of inspiration because it can strike in the most unusual way. And I think if you can train yourself to do that, not just for this competition, for anything else as well, that's a very important skill to cultivate.